The BBC just can't stop lying about Israel. In a minute, I will talk about their headline. Of course, it is anti-Israel. But first, let me tell you this. Do you know how many people were killed in that latest Israeli airstrike? Zero. That's right, zero casualties. And yet, the BBC still needed a picture to smear Israel on the front page. Let's start with another example. An article about 12 of the most striking images of 2025 so far. The photos include monks praying, the Pope's tomb, a robot hand, a man rescuing a sheep, and then, of course, a photo from Gaza with the title Starving Child, Gaza City. That photo has already been published by the New York Times, by CNN, by almost every outlet. It shows Muhammad Zakaria el-Mutawak, a baby held by his mother, bones striking out. But what they don't tell you is this. The boy suffers from a severe genetic disease. There is even another photo with his brother, who looks pretty healthy. The healthy brother's photo was ignored. Why? Because it destroys the famine narrative the media is selling. The New York Times eventually issued an apology when the truth came out. But apologies don't matter. What people remember is the picture. And even after it was exposed worldwide that this boy suffers from a genetic illness, the BBC published it 2 days ago, again with the title Starving Child, Gaza City. That's not journalism. That's a blood libel. The BBC is spreading a lie to demonize Israel. Now, if I had to choose a photo of the year, I would pick this one, but I would change the title to Everything Rotten in the Media in One Image, because this photo says it all. First, lies. The boy is sick, not starving. Second, cynical exploitation of a sick child to manipulate emotions. This is the highest level of victimhood theater. A mother holding a fragile, helpless child. The message is clear. Palestinians are the ultimate victims. They are weak, innocent, not responsible for their faith. And in progressive media, where victimhood is the highest moral value, that makes Israelis the evil oppressors. They don't argue with logic, they go straight for the emotions. And honestly, many critics of mine are right when they say that that's why they win the propaganda war. I speak to reason, they speak to feelings. But I can't stand the cynical use of children. And here is another fact you won't see in the BBC. Gaza has higher rates of genetic diseases because 40% of marriages are between cousins. This is well documented, but no one dares to say it. And one more thing. Out of all 12 photos in the BBC article, the Gaza picture is the only one about conflict. Nothing from Sudan, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Yemen, or Syria. Apparently, if you can't blame Israel, it is not worth publishing. And from here, we move to another insane example of the BBC's hatred of Israel. Look at the headline photo, a destroyed building with the words, Israel destroys second high-rise as assault on Gaza intensifies. When you see a building like that collapsed, you automatically think there must be hundreds of dead. But the BBC chose not to mention the number of casualties in the headline. Why? Because there were zero. The IDF, the Israeli army, gave warnings before taking down the tower, which was being used as a Hamas headquarters with solar panels powering Hamas infrastructure. And the IDF fired precision missiles so that even the nearby tents won't be harmed when the tower fell. Interesting, isn't it, that an event with zero casualties makes the BBC top headline? Now, maybe you are thinking, maybe nothing else happened in the world that day? But scroll down a little, and a little more, and more, and more. Way down at the bottom, you will find this. Boko Haram kills at least 60 in overnight attack on Nigeria village. 60 people murdered by Islamists, and that's a footnote. Israel demolishes an empty Hamas building with zero death, and that's front page news. This is exactly how anti-Israel, anti-Semitic media bias works. And just 2 days ago, something else happened in the war that the BBC will never report. But it shows exactly what Israel is fighting against. Israel eliminated Mahmoud Afana. Who is he? Let's let him speak for himself, before the Israeli army sent him to rest in pieces. Here is a call he made to his parents on October 7th.
يابا طبعا انا قاعد بكلمك من جوبا بالفيم. افتح الواتس تبع كل وين، شوف كيف القتلى، شوف كيف قتلت بايدي يابا، ابنك قتل يهود، هاي دخلوا بالفيم يابا. ربنا يحميك يا رب، ربنا يحميك يابا. قاعد بكلمك من جوال يهوديه قتلتها وقتلت جوزها، 10 بايدي يابا قتلت 10 يابا، 10 بايدي قتلت يابا. افتح الواتس شوف كيف قتلت يابا. افتح بتدخل عليك وقت كل وين روح يابا. عندهم بالفيم يابا، يابا والله 10 قتلت، 10 بيدي يابا، يابا على ايدي. اعطيني امي، اعطيني امي يما يما يحميك يما. والله 10 بيدي يابا، كمان 10 يما بيدي قتلت يما. انا سويت معاي يما، ابني تفضل يما. اقتلوا.
This is what Israel is dealing with. A Palestinian who calls his parent to proudly brag about murdering Jews. These are the Palestinian heroes. And these are the Palestinian parents.
من البنات والبنين يعني كان الرد جميل، رد جميل. نحن ننجب هؤلاء بكثرة لندفعهم حتى للموت. الحمد لله. والله أولادي وكل هيتم كلهم استشهدوا في سبيل الله. أنا بقول
This is what Israel faces, alongside an anti-Semitic media like the BBC. So please help me spread this video. Give it a like, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe. The next video will be about Muslim immigration or Jewish and women's safety, the mistake Western Europe made, and now it is paying the price. Thank you so much for your support. This channel would not exist without you. See you in the next one. Yalla bye.